Happy Easter! Hey everybody, my name's Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church, and thank you so much for spending your Easter Sunday with us. Whether you're new or returning after some time away, or maybe you're a CEO, Christmas and Easter only attendee, yes, we see you. Know that you are a beloved part of our community. Mile High Church offers a warm community for spiritual growth to deepen your connection to something greater with dynamic Sunday services, youth church for children, and spiritual living classes. And our care ministry provides guidance and support for all aspects of life's journey. So take advantage of all the resources and opportunities available here and learn about our various ministries. There's something here for everyone. We're so glad you're here and hope you enjoy the service. And may you feel the love and warmth of our Mile High community.
Woo! Hey, welcome to Mile High Church. We've got a whole bunch of people coming in right here. Just be friendly to one another, make some room. We're so happy to see you here. We are here to lift you up. That is our job today. And we're so happy to have you joining us in person, online. And I just wanted to say thank you to this Mile High band, who is incredible. Thank you to the Mile High choir. So amazing. We have two other soloists you saw out there, Hazel Miller, and the very young and talented Camilo Ayadi is joining us as well. So please join us as we spread this vibration of love across the globe. From Canada through America, all the way to Mexico, from Washington, D.C., all the way to Walla Walla, Washington, and also from Timbuktu to the Mile High City. Here we go. Can you hear? There's a new song ringing out from the children of freedom. Every race and every nation, sing it out, sing a new hallelujah. Yeah. Right here. Let us sing up to the nations, bringing hope of the grace that has freed us, making known and make it famous. Sing it out. excited, church? This is Easter at Mile High. Thank you for coming. All right, let's do it.
Thank you to our incredible music director, Mr. Tom Litch. Thank you, Mile High Band. Thank you, Mile High Choir, directed by the awesome Rebecca Stoudemire. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Happy Easter and welcome to Mile High Church, everyone. Like Tom said, our mission today is that each of us leaves this sanctuary awakened to the spiritual magnificence of who we are. Too many of us, we've forgotten. We've told ourselves because of a hurt that light within us can be diminished. We've hid it behind a mistake or a sense of fault within ourselves. And we're here today to remember as we celebrate resurrection that there's a light within each of us that can never be torn asunder. And by remembering it and rerouting it, we become that which we really and truly are. We have a vision and a mission statement here at Mile High Church. It's coming up on the screens. If anyone wants to say it along with me, it goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. At Mile High Church, we like to say it's different here. And what makes it different is we don't discriminate against wisdom. If it comes from Buddha or Jesus or Bluey, we want to hear it. We integrate it all together here to live the best lives possible. We believe in a good that has no opposite, a power for good that when we connect with it can help us co-create a life that we love. We believe in the opportunity for dignity, freedom, and liberty for every living soul as a spiritual right of being. And we believe in resiliency, that no matter how challenging or hard life can get, that it is our purpose to celebrate it, to say yes, to move forward. And you'll find in Mile Highers some of the most resilient people you'll ever meet. So we're so glad that everyone is here today. We're going to have that synchronistic thing where we have just enough seats for everybody. And so if there is something open in the middle, please scoot over. We're so glad you're here. We're going to now move into our time of shared spiritual practice, a little bit of song, a little bit of silence, and a beautiful prayer from our own Reverend Carol Wilkie.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
What a joy it is to just take a moment and come together this morning in prayer. And as we gently close our eyes and turn within, we just place our attention on our heart, that all-beating source of love, and remind ourselves that God is everywhere present. In the glorious sunrise this morning over the Rocky Mountains, in those beautiful white clouds as they drift across the sky, we know that there is this creative intelligence, this powerful force, by whatever name we choose to call it, that animates all that we see and all that we are. And so I know and affirm that this morning there is one life. That life is God, and that life is our life right now. And any dis-ease or challenge or fear or worry or strife, we just let go of that. We let it fall away. Because this morning, we have this amazing, beautiful opportunity to be renewed, rebirthed, re-energized. And we open ourselves to all those amazing qualities of the divine: kindness, compassion, wisdom, patience, most of all, love. And we become this beacon of peace that we can then extend out into the world around us. And I just speak a word this morning for peace on our planet as we embody that and as we exude it. So I'm so grateful this morning for this beautiful community of Mile High Church, for all those who come together to serve, for all of us who come together to uplift and support each other, for that truly is the meaning of community. And I know that as I release these beautiful words and these truths into that amazing alchemy of love and law, that all is well, because all is God. And so it is.
Our first readings today are from the Gospel of Matthew. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God.
You are the light for the world. So do not hide your light, but show it to people. After all, having a lit light, no one puts it under a bench. They put it on the table so that it shines for everyone in the room.
Be still, my soul, the Lord is on my side. With patience bear thy cross of grief, of pain. Leave to thy God to order and provide in every way. He faithful will remain. Be still, my soul, my best, my heavenly friend. Through thorny ways leads to a joyful end. Be still, my soul. Be still, my soul. Be still, my soul. Be still, my soul, the hour is hastening on, when we shall be forever with the Lord. When disappointment, fear, and grief are gone, sorrow forget, love's purest joys restored. Be still, my soul, when fear and grief are past, all safe and blessed we shall meet at last.
From a prayer by John Henry Newman. Dear God, help us to spread your fragrance everywhere we go. Flood our souls with your spirit and life. Penetrate and possess our whole being so utterly that our lives may only be a radiance of yours. Shine through us and be so in us, that every person we should come in contact with may feel your presence in our soul. Let them look up and see no longer us, but only God. Stay with us, and then we shall begin to shine as you shine. So to shine as to be a light to others. The light, spirit will all be from you. None of it will be ours. It will be you shining on others through us. Let us thus praise you in the way you love best, by shining on those around us. Let us preach you without preaching, not by words, but by our example, by the catching force, the sympathetic influence of what we do, the evident fullness of the love our hearts bear to you. And so it is.
Hazel Miller, everyone. Thank you for blessing us. We are so honored to have you this Easter. Thank you so much, Hazel. Mile High Choir, Rebecca Stoudemeyer, so grateful for them. Randy, Bijou, Mike, Stu, Rob. How about Camilo? His mom's in the choir, and so I know she's beaming. Thank you to our music director, Tom Litch, for all of his amazing work for Mile High Church. Our theme this morning is Tree of Life. The tree of life being a symbol across all spiritual traditions. It's a symbol of spiritual transformation. It's a symbol of being initiated into higher levels of consciousness. And it's a symbol of what is in heaven being grounded right here in our own earth. One of my favorite stories where the tree of life shows up is in the story of the Buddha and his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Now, I'd always thought about the Buddha story of enlightenment being a spiritual superhero origin story. But then I became a parent, and I realized that at its heart, the story of the Buddha is the story of a father who wants to prevent his son from experiencing sorrow and suffering. I don't believe in original sin, this idea that each of us is born with something innately wrong in us that needs to be fixed or saved. But if there is an original sin, perhaps it's each of us parents. Before we bring our child into this world, we stop and think, because we're bringing our child into a world that's designed to break their heart. It's designed to break their heart. It's designed to grow their heart, to bind their heart, to heal their hearts, but it breaks all of our hearts eventually. What makes the father in the story of the Buddha so unique is that he actually has the means to try and keep his child from suffering. He orders that the young Prince Siddhartha never leave the kingdom and never see anything to do with sorrow. But young Siddhartha, he's touched, as we'll talk about, by the divine feminine, this divine principle of curiosity, of ever-expanding desire, and especially of awakening, the desire to wake up and live a new way of life. So he escapes the kingdom, and he encounters for the first time sorrows. He sees an elderly person who's close to death. He sees a sick person, and he sees death itself. And it invokes something, and it invokes this feeling, and he doesn't know what it is. And the feeling is so strong he can't articulate it that he commits to finding out what it is. So he embarks on a religious quest. He tries every religion available to him in India. If he was alive today, he would let in all the Jehovah's Witnesses. He'd take all the lessons of the Latter-day Saints. He would call that number so he could get a copy of L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics. But nothing works. Nothing can help him articulate this feeling in his heart. And then he encounters the Bodhi tree. And he sits underneath its branches. And he declares, I am not leaving this tree until I know what this feeling is. And he invents meditation. And on his meditative path, under the tree, similar to the temptation of Christ, he's tempted by a being called Mara, meaning illusion. It looks like the Cookie Monster ate some bad medicine there. And Mara tempts Siddhartha with lust, with power, with pride. But the Buddha endures, and he becomes enlightened, which is not to become some supernatural perfect being. It's the articulation of this feeling in his heart. What is the correct response to this feeling I have in the sight of sorrow and suffering? I know what it is. It's compassion. compassion. What is the correct way to respond to yourself when you are in sorrow? Compassion. What is the correct way to respond to someone you love who is suffering? Compassion. What is the highest and best way to respond to the sufferings we see in this world as angry and as desperate at times as they make us feel? Compassion. That's what enlightenment is. Compassion. The great Shel Silverstein wrote a wonderful book for children entitled The Giving Tree.
Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples. And they would play hide and seek, and when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy.
What a wonderful metaphor for Emmanuel, or God with us, that each of us has our own giving tree, ever offering its shade, its fruit, and its branches for our betterment and evolution as human creatures. The tree of life shows up in the beginning of the Hebrew Scriptures, right in the creation myths of Genesis. We have the story of Adam and Eve. Again, a story, I would argue, about a father who wants to keep his children from the sorrows of the world. Do not eat of that tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But Eve, who is not villain or temptress, but feminine power, realized and embodied, she has this principle, she has this something that perhaps even the gods don't have. This divine curiosity, this ever-expanding desire for life, and that principle of awakening. She is called, just like Pandora or Persephone, to eat of the fruit of the tree, and she helps man along. And human consciousness is given birth to. The consequence, however, is that it includes sorrow and suffering. God becomes so concerned at the rapid growth of his creations that he actually puts an armed guard in front of another tree, the tree of the knowledge of eternal life. What does it mean to know that there is a tree of life ever calling you to eat its fruit so that you can rise into greater and greater levels of becoming and of awareness?
But time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my shade and be happy." "I'm too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. Take my apples, boy, and sell them. Sell them in the city. Then you will have money and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away. And the tree was happy.
The tree of life speaks to us throughout the narrative of the life of Jesus. Jesus compares the kingdom of heaven to a tall tree with long branches that the birds come to love to rest upon. He says that practitioners of his teaching That's you and me. We are like trees. We must always ground ourselves in the awareness of a holy presence so that we can grow and bear fruits into our lives. Jesus curses a barren fig tree as an example of it not being rooted in the life. And when we are not rooted in that divine life, we cannot bear fruit. We wither away. In the mystical Gospel of John, Jesus speaks, fully embodying the Christ consciousness in life. He says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he trims clean so that it might bear more fruit. Remain in me and I in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit from itself unless it remains in the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine and you are the branches, the one who remains in me and I in him. This one bears plentiful fruit because apart from me, you can do nothing." Let us not plant ourselves in the garden of self-rejection, in the garden of pain and bitterness, but where we can meet our soul in that tree of life that is itself an endless rootedness in the highest truth of who we are, so that we can allow the life of that tree to prune any part of us that does not belong or no longer belongs, so we can bear the fruits of our becoming.
But the boy stayed away for a long time. And when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really.
In the narrative of Jesus, God sends his child to be sacrificed by the sufferings and the sorrows of the world. I would personally argue that we are all children of God, brought into this world certainly to face at times our own version of crucifixion, our own sorrows, our own heartbreak, our own setbacks. Jesus' story is a devastating one. From an early age, he has deep and profound inner knowing. He's taught and mentored and then baptized by John. He goes into the desert to refine his ministry and his message. A message that God is unconditional love. A message that God is like a parent who loves their child without doubt and certainty, strong like the roots of a tree. And he brings this message into the first century, and no one gets it. No one understands it. In fact, so many people, they reject it and him. He experiences the rejection of his family, of his friends, of his followers, of his fellow Jews, of the Roman authorities. All throughout, he's mastering this practice that he calls forgiveness. Forgiveness being the way that we practice that unconditional love of God for one another, no one withheld, shining on the just and the unjust alike. That love is there. He practices that even to the extent of him being murdered on the cross. He comes to his grand realization, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." For the Buddha, the right response to sorrow and suffering is compassion. For Jesus, the right response to sorrow and suffering is forgiveness. Compassion, forgiveness. when I really think about it, I can't see much difference between the two. Where is it time in your life to start giving yourself and others compassion? What is that sorrow or that suffering that's taking place in your world right here and right now that you can choose to transcend through self-compassion and outward forgivingness of the love and Spirit of God? All we have to do is allow ourselves to ground in that tree of life, that tree of love, that tree of endless and infinite Spirit. Ernest Holmes, our founder, gives us advice for being with the tree of life.
It may be necessary to cultivate your garden, to uproot the weeds and strengthen our rows, planting new seeds, new ideas, broader visions, deeper realizations of life. New aspirations must be bedded here, fertilized with the hope and the conviction of faith, the beauty of wholeness, and the quietness of peace. Watch your garden carefully, guard it patiently, waiting for a new harvest, for you shall reap what you have sowed. So often, into your garden, go there, be present with the garden, sitting under the tree of life in cool, quiet communion. You will find fresh inspiration. God will go forth anew into creation through each one of you.
Don't we love our ministers? We love you, Dr. Patty. Buddha experiences his enlightenment via the Bodhi tree. Christ begins to experience his resurrection, nailed to a cross, hung up on the tree of life that transforms and transcends his suffering to find something new. What does it mean for you to identify your tree of life? That tree of life that is not metaphorical, although we have to speak about it metaphorically. It's the presence of God, of Spirit, alive around you, always giving itself. We may forget it, but it never forgets us, and it always calls us back. Viktor Frankl, in his Man's Search for Meaning, about surviving concentration camps during World War II, he speaks of, as a psychologist, trying to assist a younger woman who's dying. She shares a bed with several other souls, the room filled with bodies, and yet he's able to speak to her. And she shares that she is actually accepting her fate, the fate of her incoming death. She shares that she knows now how naive she was in the past and how she focused on the wrong things, and now here she was. She shared that her new best friend was a tree that she could barely see outside of the window. Frankl looked and saw just the little branches of a chestnut tree with a flower on it. And she shared with Frankl that the tree speaks to her. And concerned about her mental health and well-being, Frankl said, "What does it say?" It says, "I am life. I am eternal life." As many of you know, I lost my dad last year. And when he was on life support, I sang a little prayer every day for him. A devotee of the religion of rock and roll, I chose a John Lennon song called "Grow Old With Me." It was one of the last songs that John Lennon ever wrote. Grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. When our time has come, we will be as one. God bless our love. God bless our love. One more verse, I swear. Grow old along with me. Two branches of a tree face the setting sun. When the day is done, God bless our love. God bless our love. And knowing that my dad's life was temporal, I just thought of his marriage with my mother. 49 years together. And both would pass away, and I will too, but I'd like to think there's something about that connection, that love we share with one another that is eternal, that lasts forever. After my dad died, all my daughter wanted to read every night was The Giving Tree. And I'd open up and I'd start to read, and tears would start to come down my cheeks, which I came to realize is why she wanted to read it. She got a little kick out of seeing Daddy cry. And at first, I think it was because I was thinking of him as a young boy, playing, frolicking. And I was in love with this idea that he had the tree of life always with him, offering its fruit, its branches, its shade, everything he needed all the way through the journey of his life.
And after a long time, the boy came back again. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You can't even swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy, "just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy.
I then came to realize that my dad was my giving tree, that he had spent his whole life giving his branches, his leaves, his fruit to his family until he was just an old stump. But he's the best stump I ever knew. Root yourself in the tree of life every day, in the knowledge that you are a child of a higher life, that you are here not just to endure the sorrows of the world, but to transcend them with an inner knowing and the radiant light within you. Root yourself in it every day. Allow this tree of life to fill your activities, your body, your connections. Let it prune what no longer belongs in your life and bring forth the fruits of your greater becoming. Know that as this giving tree is there for you, it now becomes who you are as well. You are the tree of life. Give of your branches, your fruit, your shade, and your life, and we will find where we meet in the eternal. None of us excluded. All of us in that oneness and in that awareness of our spiritual magnificence and of our divine identity. Amen.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will just can't be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Hazel Miller, thank you so much. Wow, what a joy. Happy Easter, beloved one. And don't we have so much to be thankful for with this beloved Easter service today? Let us just celebrate. We are so blessed. Our beautiful music ministry, all of those wonderful folks that Josh has acknowledged, our choir, everything beautiful about the music. I want to give thanks to our production team for all this beautiful environment and making it all sound so beautiful. Our volunteers, if you're volunteering today, thank you so much. We have so much. And our ministers. Let's give thanks to our ministers. Yes. And a wonderful talk from Reverend Josh. Wasn't that amazing? Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Josh. And then I just want to quickly acknowledge some of the things that the people behind the scenes that we don't see. You saw the effect of the beautiful graphics that were created. We have a wonderful graphics and marketing team and an amazing staff who always make everything we do here beautiful. So I want to acknowledge and thank them. Yes.
Yes.
We are blessed.
We're so grateful for everyone watching online, be it in Timbuktu or Walla Walla this morning. So glad you're with us. And of course, as we move into this time of offering, it is your generosity that helps us put these services on, that helps make Mile High the beacon and light in the world that it is. Thank you so much for all that you give and invest in this incredible spiritual community.
In a moment, our ushers will be moving through the crowd, and you can give that way, and you also can give online. You can text to give or give at our website. Out in the lobby, we've got giving areas out at the guest services counters. However you give, we are so grateful. And let us now decide together to affirm the truth of our abundance. Please say our affirmation with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
Guarda fuori già mattina, questo è un giorno che ricorderai. Alzati in fretta e vai, c'è chi credente non ti arrendere. Once in every life there comes a time we walk out all alone and into the night. The moment won't last, but then we remember it again when we close our eyes. Guarda mattino, voltarti mai, accarezza con i sogni tuoi, le tue speranze e poi questo giorno che verrai c'è un traguardo là.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, Tom Litch, our music director. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Whew, what a joy. Hey, we want you to know if you're here for the very first time today, we would love to connect with you. If you'd like to hear more about our community or find out more, you can stop in our Welcome Center right in the center of the lobby. There are people there who can answer questions, and at the very least, they can give you a packet of information to take home with you to read later. So thank you for visiting with us. We hope you come back many times. You've been given a bulletin, hopefully, when you came in that tells you all about the upcoming activities here, and we want to highlight a couple things coming up. I don't know a single human being who hasn't experienced grief at some point in their life. And we are bringing a preeminent expert on grief into Mile High Church on April 29th and May 1st, or April 30th and May 1st, to speak to us about grief. He's going to do an evening workshop and then a morning workshop on May 1st and help us all deal with our experience of grief, as well as walking along with other people who might be experiencing grief. So we hope you'll register for that. And then we female minister mystics are going to be offering a class here starting on May 6th. It's a Tuesday morning class, 5 weeks. We're going to teach about mystics throughout the ages and what they've taught us and how we can take their practices into our life in a relevant and powerful way. So we hope you'll register for that class. It's going to be a wonderful time. Thank you so much for being here. If you'll stand now as we do our benediction and peace song. So please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. Today I rise and shine. And so it